namak, kapde wali jute, moje. Yeah. Anyway, and in that packet there was also cashew nut, including a lifebuoy soap. So when we used to apply lifebuoy soap, it used to look like cashew nut. And when we used to eat cashew nut, it used to taste like lifebuoy soap. So with this night sleeping dress, shirt, or pant, whatever you call it. In my case, I had a yellow color striped shirt and a pant, a pajama. Because of my height, it was just short up at about 6 inches. That is all. When I was taken to the hospital, I was permitted to put on the shirt or night suit rather than khaki shirt and pant and with a escort. When we taken to MH, I almost got lynched. In Pakistan MH, the ladies and the civilian also authorized to my knowledge on payment. So it was fairly crowded, unlike our MH. In there, I learned that my Urdu was not too bad and learned little more about Urdu, how to abuse the people. And that was the ladies. There was total commotion. Some of the hospital staff ran outside because I think I had about 3 or 4 escorts. They all surrounded me and pushed me and locked me up in one room. So I escaped. Then I was taken from there to a colonel. His name was Akram. He was a heart specialist who carried out checks on me. And he said, I will not say that you have a TB. It doesn't appear to TB, but in due course of time, the blood which you are spitting will stop. No, I couldn't understand that time. Life carried on. Then one day there was a commotion in the camp. Cleaning is going on. A hell of everybody was on running up and down. Then we came to know Jafar Chaudhry, the chief of their staff, Pakistan, wanted to see us. So he had come. We are locked up in our rooms. We used to come up to the room. It will be unlocked. He will walk in. And he had a very young staff officer with him. Very tough looking chap. So when Jafar Chaudhry entered one of the room where Parulkar was locked and there's a staff officer behind. So there was polite conversation. This is what Parulkar told us later, which I still remember that incident. He said, you belong to which place? So Parulkar said, I'm from Nagpur. So this staff officer jumped in between. He said, Nagpur? Yes, I know. I was born there. He said, there used to be zoo and there were tigers behind bars. So Parulkar looked at him. He said, when you go outside and as you will lock the door, you'll find tigers are still inside. Sorry, it has gone.
Yeah, sir.
Gone, Mr. TVR.
Sir.
Yeah, okay, back. Days went by, no medicines given to me. Then if I remember, it was 7th May when the message was given to Koilo that I am going to be repatriated to India. On 8th morning, no commotion, nothing. The breakfast came, we had our breakfast and the message came that files have not been signed by the Prime Minister, hence my repatriation has been stopped. So immediately the commotion took place and Wahiduddin was changed over as a camp commandant in place of Usman. Appointment was asked for and Wahiduddin came to see. So Wahiduddin was asked that either you repatriate me or you start giving me medicine because anyway I'm going to die of TB. Sometime late in afternoon, a minibus came and then I was asked to come out of the room where 12 of us were there. I don't know how much Bhargo and others remember or Jaffa is no more. Yeah, I went to meet Mr. Jaffa in, she used to stay in Central Vista Mess. Then Mr. Dundas had come to see me in MH. Then I think I spoke to Mrs. Kamath also on the phone that they are alive and okay. Anyhow, when I reached India, I think it was Islamabad airport, where I was given a gift. There was a huge Bristol Britannia aircraft with Swiss crew in it. And that gift was black color kacha with a red piping, had a K2 cigarette, one Wills packet of cigarette, one hand towel, and I think one soap in a plastic bag or something, which is, I think, displayed in Palam now. I sent everything there. In the night, sometime maybe about 8 o'clock or so, we landed in Palam and something very stupid happened. I was in a hell of a hurry to get out of the aircraft. It was a very high aircraft. Letter was being attached to it. And the Swiss gentleman who was in the aircraft, he said, please wait, I have to take you down. And I was in a hell of a hurry to get out. I was not willing to listen to anyone. Came out. As I put my foot onto the ladder, there's a time the people, it appears to me, they realize that ladder was not fixed properly. So they wanted to put that ladder properly, so they pulled the ladder to make it straight. And there I almost fell down from that bloody high aircraft. But luckily that Swiss chef was there in the door. Somehow I managed to stand. And on the ground, the people who were watching it, they felt that I have lost my leg. I don't have one leg. So there was my mother who collapsed. I came down. I was allowed to meet my parents, taken to military hospital, which is known base hospital now in Delhi. And that is the pathetic condition of the Indian Air Force I noticed that day. There were escorts with me in civvies. They were from IB. We went to MI room, medical checkup was done, and I was cleared that I can be cautioned. So there's two or three people. I know one of them was from Air Force. Later on, I met him. Went through various question answers and doubts they had. Then they gave me a sheet of papers and pencils that to write down what happened. So during this so-called interrogation and you call debrief, I said that's how I was treated. So I was told that I'm telling lies because all information we have that all POWs are being treated very well as we are treating their POWs. So I said, this is what happened, and in front of Mr. Tetsu happened. So I said, how do you know him? So I said, he was the vice president. He introduced himself. And in front of the other Indian POWs, it was just, I spoke to them. Anyway, Winko Nirmaljeet Singh, Nirmal Singh, had been very kind to help me to walk down up to the officer's ward. People didn't know where I was to be kept. They didn't know they're supposed to be bad for me. And I was hungry because after breakfast, I had nothing that day. So I told Winko, I said, sir, I'm very hungry. Coincident, if you ever had been to MHR base hospital in the night, that one chap comes with a bucket of milk and a mug in it. And he comes to the patient and gives him milk. Nirmal, being a tough Sardar, he just caught hold of me. He said, just keep standing, don't move. Meantime, that staff nurse came out, so he got a glass from there. He said, first you give him a room to live, give him bed. He is a prisoner of war who has just been brought into India. And I don't know, I don't like milk, but I don't know how many glasses I had. I don't know. I was hungry. Then I was put into the house bed, and there was another bed next to it. He was an army officer, I'm forgetting his name now, who had bullet gone through his eye. Oh. So there was no eye, there was only a bandage there. Next day, these people again came for debriefing. So whatever I could write in daytime, it was handed over to them. And one of them asked, he said, what happens if I bring Mr. Tetsus here, will you speak the same as you bring him? And I laughed. I said, how will you bring Tetsus here? Because Tetsus is in Pakistan. I met him in there. I didn't know that he was traveling. Next day, I was rolled into the operation theater. They went through the endoscopy. They put that something like a tube to see the lungs. And it came to knowledge that my left cage ribs have caved in. Right ribs are protruding outward. They still stick out. Collarbone has broken. Left lung has got blood clotting on the top. And right lung on the bottom has got blood clotting. But I don't have TB. This they suspected because of using hockey stick or lathi or whatever it was, I don't know. I think maybe after 2 days, there was a little commotion. Room was getting cleaned and, stuff was running around. And I found the crowd of people coming in. And there was Mr. Tetsus, tall, handsome chap, walking in. So one of these IB chaps asked Mr. Tetsus that my officer says he has been given third degree. So Tetsus looked at him and said, believe your officer. Yes, I know that he was given third degree. Yes, but you never told us you are visiting between India and Pakistan. Tetsu turned around and said, listen, my job is not to escalate the war. My job is to ensure that people are not ill-treated. And if you're talking that your officer was given electric shocks, burnt with the cigarettes, which your medical people might have told you already, it is true, yes, he told us everything. When the other POWs were also there along with that colonel and Usman. So that was the last talk I had, Mr. with Tetsus. Well, I have something else I will not like to disclose. It will go to grave with me. I'm sorry, I can't disclose. The reason is it will insult. Okay, got it. It will insult the humanity. That human part in India is dead. It will insult that people didn't know what age people go into the war. People didn't know what is the requirement of a POW, despite having gone through 62 war and 65 war. What I wanted was Okay, I will tell you, TVR.
Sir.
The socks we had, shoes and socks we had. Socks at the heel, when you're using it, they start cut, छेद होने लगते हैं. We had requested in the camp staff, can you give us सुई धागा दे दो हम लोग को. तो इस मोजे में हम लोग कुछ लकड़ी ऐसी चीज डाल देते थे और सुई धागे से उसके ऊपर नेट बनाते थे.
Okay.
जिससे कि वो मोजे हम फिर से पहन सकें क्योंकि ठंड होती थी. People didn't have brains in India to think on it. I hope you won't put it live. This I hope you'll edit.
No,
please edit it in between. Anyhow, after 15 odd days in hospital, I was told to go through the medical board. When I went through the medical board, I was given sick leave for 3 months, but not allowed to leave Delhi. I have to stay in CVMS. After a few days, I was cleared that I can leave Delhi and go to my home. Then I came back after 3 months for my medical board to CME, that is Subroto Park. Went through my medical. I'm forgetting the name of that group captain, Muslim name. He said, I can clear you. But the problem is that because of your lungs problem, you have to go to General Inderjeet Singh, who is an MH, who will only check you and he may clear you to fly the small aircraft. You will not be cleared to fly fighters. Then I was cleared to fly a small aircraft, training aircraft and HT-2s. I was an instructor, so I started flying the HT-2s. And after a year, I was in 74. I was clear that I'm fit enough to fly fighters. And I went in, then I flew HF-24, Iskaras, MiGs and other aircraft. And in 2001, September, I retired. But with your permission, can I make a small statement? If I had known that I will go through this as a prisoner of war, I would have gone with my burning aircraft into the trade. That would have been less painful. And I have a small request to make now. When we talk about my life of 71, I go back 50 years in my life.
Sir.
Wounds on my body have healed. Most of the scars have faded, but the scars left in my head have not gone. They will go with me in grave. So I hesitate, I avoid talking my days because I don't want to go back and live in that life.
Correct, sir. But it's a great...
So that's my story.
Yeah, it's a great learning lesson for all of us.
The funny things happen in life. I think it's Quatra.
Yeah, Quatra Sahib is on
I think I saw Quatra.
Yeah, he is there on the call.
There was a movie had come, Border. If you remember, somewhere 73, 74.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Later on.
Yes,
I think it came in 90s if I'm... Yeah, sorry, I was posted in Delhi. It came in 90s. I was doing my NDC, I think.
Sir.
My 2 children, my 2 sons, wanted to see this movie.
Okay.
Because they used to ask me what happened. I said nothing happened. That was not... I just was shot down and I came back. So my family didn't know what I have gone through. So my children were very curious. So these 2 boys went to see a movie, Border. Unfortunately, they didn't get tickets.
Okay.
So they came out and they're both standing there and talking. He said, Papa doesn't tell us. And they don't give us even a ticket to see what our Papa has gone through. Unfortunately, they didn't know it. I came to know many days later. There was a press reporter who heard this. So he took them to one side. And then he asked, who are you? What are you? What is your father? And what not. And next day, it came in the Times of India. This is how the children who want to see a movie are being treated. They are not even given a ticket to see a movie. That was a border movie. His brother was in Air Force, in Hunters. I met him, Pathanpur. There are many things with me which I cannot disclose or cannot announce because I have no proof. If I say that so-and-so was killed, somebody will ask me, how do you know? So I have to only say I heard when I was in a camp. Say, what is the proof? So I have no proof. Like if I'm not wrong, Apte while coming down by parachute was shot by the guns.
Okay.
If memory serves me right, I don't know the truth.
Okay.
But if somebody asks me, how do you know? I can only say I heard it in the camp. Aurangzeb was the name, that class 4. Yeah. And that will be surprised. You know what we were called there in the camp? We are called Kafirs. That was our life. So, few things people may remember, few may not remember. Like the incident of talking to Tetsus and others. Cigarette burns on my stomach and lower part. My collarbone fractured. The medical history will say. So there are many things which people don't know and will not come to know either. Thank you. Nice talking to you. God bless you.
Salute to sir, our salute, and really, though you may not be able to hear, so such a trials and tribulations and sufferings you went through, and that's what is, I think, is all made of a warrior. You are a true warrior. So the difference between the warrior and the ordinary person is you have taken them all as a challenge, and with your determination, greed, and the power of resilience, the way you came back after this series of sufferings, as you have clearly narrated. I think we never expect even enemy should undergo such kind of trials and tribulations in life, facing so many difficulties just for the love of the country, for the patriotism. So I think so people should understand. I think your story deserves to be known to all the people, to inspire our youth also as to what all goes on during the course of the war once we are taken as a prisoner of war. Really, I think yours is the harshest and hardest part of the POW story we have so far heard. The way you have been treated, I think God alone can save us under those circumstances. But we salute you, sir. And on behalf of all our Air Veterans Association and all other warriors on the call, so really, it's really inspiring. And you are the true son of our India, sir. The nation needs people like you. And Air Force, I think, is proud of you. We all feel proud of your such a kind of determination or resilience. The way you handle all the difficulties is really worth knowing, and really deserves to be inspired by all the people. So I think it's a handicap to us that, in fact, we would like to ask you so many questions because of some problem with your audio. I think you are not getting us. In fact, I wanted to introduce you also to all our air warriors on the call about your journey, how and your family background. Even we came to know that your father was an IAS officer, and you are from a Jamindari family, born in 1943. So from there, your journey started. And I may also say that Madam Geeta, wife of our Pethia Sahib, is also a great national volleyball and basketball player. That's what I collected the information. And so even after all these difficulties, he has reached the rank of Air Vice Marshal despite the medical difficulties. So such is the power of resilience in our Pethia Sahib. And really, I think even when our General Pathak Sahib initially requested him to share his story, he point blank refused to tell his story. But because of all our well-wishers and seeing all other story, he came forward and narrated his story. It's really I think it is for the first time that we have heard the story of a great warrior. The kinds of even the people from the film that Bollywood kind of thing, I think they might have known all these things that have happened to our son. So I think that for the acts of attacking in the first day of the mission on 5th December itself, on the same day he attacked the train and destroyed some tanks, and apart from other things, right, 2 trains. But same day on the same day he happened to be shot down, and he had to go through all these ordeals as a POW, and he was also awarded. We are pleased to know that he was awarded Vir Chakra also for his valor on 5th itself. I think on 5th so many things happened. Dasar also, and he was in the Western Front at Longowella battle, and we also came to a story of our Air Commodore Kurvila sir on the same day. So many things happened during those 2-3 days. So really worth remembering and understanding and getting inspired, sir. So yes, sir. Now I would like to request our Karnik sir and Quatra sir, Das sir, to share some of their thoughts on his journey in his ordeal in 1971. Quatra sir.
Yeah, Vikram sir.
He cannot hear us, sir. There is some problem with his audio. It will get recorded, sir. It will get recorded. Yes.
Okay. Now I would like to everyone who listened to my when I spoke almost a year and a half back, because I was among the first few. who were interviewed. In that, if you remember, when I had mentioned about my two flameouts over Poonch area.
Yes, sir.
Somebody had asked me when I said that moment I had this thing, I said, "Oh, shit, I'll have to bail out in this valley. And since there was no ejection seat on Vampire aircraft, I said, how the hell I'm going to bail out? If you remember,
Sir, sir.
because I had two flame out.
Yes,
One
sir.
was on, I don't remember, 13th, 14th, and the next was on 16th, 1 hour before the ceasefire. My first flame out, I said, I'm not going to bail out. I tried hot relight. It did not function. I waited SOP, waited for 45 seconds, continued descending, rather gliding, and tried all the drills. Again, nothing happened. And finally, I managed to. I say, in case I have to bail out, I say, no, I'm not going to bail out. I do not want to be the POWI.
That's what our Pethia have said, sir. That's what he said.
I said, no, I will go down with my aircraft into the target. And Pethia sir and I, we have been together in Bidar when he came back.
Okay.
And when J.W. Pathak, he spoke to me. He said, sir, I was the one who gave him his number. I said, I have spent so much time. He is a dear friend of mine, and he is a great person, great warrior, great fighter pilot. I said, he has never shared, he has the point blank, and we never asked him anything about.
But today we are so so fortunate that we were.
And why I spoke, I said, thank God I did not attempt to bail out. And Vikram sir has endorsed it, that if I had gone down with the aircraft, that would have been the right decision.
That's what Pethia sir also said. You would have been much happier to have gone with the aircraft.
It is better to go down with the aircraft. And whatever Vikram sir has brought out, take it from me. It is just, in my opinion, 10 or 15%. Air Force pilots, all fighter pilots who have been POW, they have not told the actual truth. And take it from me, we will never tell the truth. We have so many things hiding in our heart, and that will go.
That's what Pethia sir was also explaining. The things
that's what Air Force teaches you. Air Force is a great organization.
We have to salute
I salute the Air Force, and I salute again.
No, Air Force. After all, Air Force is made up all the heroes like you, sir. It's not something.
No, it was very touching, and I'm so happy. Next, I think one of these days I'm going to make a trip to Bhopal and hug it.
Yeah, definitely. We will all would like to do that, sir. In fact, then we'll do something for him as well. So last time also we missed him in our program.
I rather PVR. Sir. You make a trip to Bhopal.
Happily, sir. Gladly.
You have a contract in Devas as well as in Bhopal.
Definitely, sir. I'll definitely come.
And when you come, all of us will go. And,
we'll do that, sir. We'll do that.
Okay.
Definitely, sir. A good idea.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, thank you so much. Sir, Das, sir, for your comments, sir. Group Captain Das, sir. Another Longawala battle hero.
It is a very, very touching and moving narration by Pethia Saab.
Sir.
Hats off to his narration, and we'll only say he is a great, great, great warrior.
Undoubtedly, sir, undoubtedly.
And I do not wish to go into any other details nor ask him any questions.
Sir.
And there I put a full stop. Jai Hind, Pethia Saab.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, Karnik, sir, if you'd like to share some, welcome to Karnik, sir. Unmute and speak, sir.
Thank you very much for your candid and very, very frank happy. Thank you very much to you for your narration, which I really empathize and sympathize what you have undergone. Lucky that after all that you have come out as an Air Marshal and with us story, which otherwise none of us would have known. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Vikram Karnik, sir. And Pathak, sir, if you'd like to speak to something.
Yeah, I was very happy to that we could get him on Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
As
such
you
an
said,
inspiring story.
I had been trying to get him on the Zoom meeting, but that time he told me long time back when I talked that these are the unpleasant memories. So they disturb me mentally a lot. So I do not like to go in detail. I am sorry for that. But fortunately, because of our last meeting, POW's meeting, kind courtesy of Bhargava sir, he came
Yeah.
that time and he changed mind for good. But really, the things he has undergone, he made us all emotional. Is too much. See, other people didn't have that much of problem because I had a talk with Parulkar sir also. He told me they were tortured. But hearing his story today was really heartbreaking. You know, it's a great warrior, and hats off to him. And we are happy that we could hear the other side of coin. Means other people were telling that POWs didn't have much of problem, but what he has experienced is too much. It is beyond the humanity, you know. Anyway, we are all grateful to him and thankful to him that the next generation also should know, you know, what earlier generation has gone through. So I thank him again on behalf of group and individually from my side.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, Pathak, sir. But for your efforts, we have not come on the call and opened up all his heart. So
It is not
really,
my effort. It is not my efforts. It is Bhargava's
of course.
intervention. Bhargava sirs, and he only talked to him and
I know, sir. You will not take the credit.
I do not like to take undue credit. If it is due, I will take.
Okay,
But anyway,
agreed,
but
sir.
we had been pursuing him, and
Yes.
I'm happy that he came, and we could hear a lot of new things. You know,
Of
dark
course,
side
of course, sir. Of course, the things which we did not know so far. So
we
it's a
didn't
great
know.
eye-opening. The amount of the challenges they went throughout the journey of POW.
Yes, sir.
Really heart-wrenching or heartbreaking kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when the way he was narrating, I think
No,
we
he
all
was
became
so emotional at
speechless.
times. You know,
We
the
all
words
became
were not coming out of his
Yeah, the emotions he was expressing.
emotion.
We in fact, as our Karnik sir said, we really empathize all our feelings for him.
Now I realize after seeing him talk, now I realize how much it must have pained him.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
why he
Again,
was trying to avoid this. Now
that's
I
what.
realize that. I realize
Of
that.
course, I think again, he revisited the entire thing. That would have again caused a kind of trauma in his mind also back then. But we should be grateful to him that he was able to open up his heart and express whatever we wanted to express. So really, we are all grateful to him the way he expressed his feelings, and really, he's a real war hero.
His mental injuries will never go away.
That's what he really
physical injuries is okay. He can cope up with that.
And also, of course, we should not criticize anybody. The RDLC went through, or some of them, I think, because of the way our people also reacted. Anyway, sir.
The mission of human being.
Yes. So thank you, Pathak sir, and Ramesh,
sir,
you are in the dark.
No, sir.
Sir, I am a living proof. Fortunate that I could get posting 91 to 96 when our Air Marshal Sahab was a AOC in Akimpet. And fortunate to be detailed in officers' mess, issuing officers' ration. So I had a chance of hearing this whole story. This may be the appetite what I gained. And I consider I am a more fortunate because I was to retire in 93 February itself, completing 15 years service. Fortunately, I got ALG posting, so I got a home posting. I changed my mind. Maybe it was my game changer for me. I heard Star's stories so much. I was so crazy, and that appetite increased. So I am a living proof. Star's story may not be the entire story, but after boozing and all, officers disclosed. So many bearers and many mess workers used to come to take rations from me, and they used to say, do you know our AOC Saab's POW Kahani, like that. So that appetite has made me to hear complete whatever he says. Almost maybe 50% I had heard. And sir was saying so much, really we empathize sir's story. And that day onwards, I had an appetite of listening more and more and more. And today I am on board hearing from the horse's mouth. And I felt most happy. And really, I feel I am lucky that I extended my service only to hear these all stories. Later, my future, whether it was better or not, but these stories made me very happy. And
thank you
sir.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much, Muthu sir, for sharing your thoughts on the
Yeah,
great hero.
I was out of all the 12 war prisoners, I was more crazy to hear from him because his stories I heard in 92, if I'm not mistaken, 92 he was there. He was AOC in Akimpet.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. We have some other people also on the call.
Over to you, sir. Over to you.
Ramesh Vidyarthi.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Since the first day of the introduction with Pathak sir was telling me to search Pethia sir number. And ultimately he got his number, he connected. And it is really because of Pathak sir, we could listen the actual fact what happened with the prisoners of war. And really, sir, it is a great for all of us to listen what hurdles they have suffered, how the life has gone seconds by seconds, day by day, and how they have passed. I really wholeheartedly salute. And plus Air Force Veterans Association Indore chapter wishes him long life and pray for his good health, sir.
And also, sir, we'll have a special program from my side. So I'll definitely make it in consultation with our Pethia sir, and we got to honor him. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, anybody else, sir? We have Sergeant Rajendran ji, Suresh Apkal ji, Gajendran. Anybody would like to speak before we close the today's call?
Sir, good evening to you all.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, it is a heart-touching story. Many things we have not heard, but what we have read in books, I feel it is very, very, very true from those POWs. Really, it is a very heart-touching, sir. Nothing else to say.
No, it's a kind of heart-wrenching or gut-kinking.
Correct.
The way it is, it's not it's not like a cinema story or real kind of thing. It's a real life. It is beyond the human expectation.
It is more than a story.
Yeah, we all empathize with him, sir, and he deserves a lot of.
That incident of that chapati, paratha, portion of paratha fell down. Then Parulkar sir thinks what to do, whether to lift it and eat. No, he says, it was the fight between the hunger and the officer. Really heart-touching.
Not only that, sir, the story should be an eye-opener for all of us.
Yes, sir.
So we start cribbing and griping and complaining for small petty things. So despite having all the benefits, all the comforts and benefits, really it's a kind of inspiring story for all of us. Yes, sir. Anybody else, sir? Real
pictures. The biography of these people should be made. You must try, sir, within your resources and Pathak sir's resources. And our Brigadier Apte sir has got the good connection with the Sajid Tendulkar. So such war heroes,
these stories must be highlighted. Yes, sir.
Must be highlighted, sir. It should be brought to the
public.
For
the younger generations to understand.
It should be brought to the public, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, Ramesh Babu. Yeah.
Sir, we can understand and tolerate the treatment by the enemy, but not by our own people.
That's what he was expressing without naming anybody. He didn't want to complain. That's what he's a hero. He's a great warrior. He doesn't want to complain of anything, but he suffered all by himself. So that's the greatness of a warrior.
Happen in further future.
Yes, sir.
No, I think it should not happen in future, sir.
Yeah, of course. So that's the greatness of him without any complaint. Yes, sir. Anybody else, sir? Naidu Garu, then Suresh Apkalji.
Sir, good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
It's a very brave story. We have heard real story, actually. It is heart-burning. Though we have also suffered in 65 and 71 wars without food or anything like that, but there was no threat of life. There was no threat of attack from inmates or something like that, like the war prisoners. It's really great service. And Bharat Mata owes him a lot for bearing all such brutal things. And it is, and after so many years, we can hear his heartbeat of pain, and he is more than ashamed to tell the sufferings, because nobody wants to recollect the sufferings time and again. They want to forget. But with all that, it's really a great story. Hats off to him. As you rightly said, we have to honor him on some special occasion.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think with this, we come to the end of today's call. And thank you all for participating in this call. And I think, in fact, we wanted to ask so many questions, the way he was suffering the hell. And one sentence makes it all, that you would have gladly gone with the aircraft instead of bailing out. So if we had known all these things, so that makes all the full statement, the kind of suffering he underwent. Yes, sir. Pathak, sir. Want to say something?
Today's meeting, there was Wing Commander Karambaya. Of course, he has left now.
Who is he, sir?
Wing Commander Karambaya, who was along with Air Marshal Bharadwaj and all for Modi's airport attack.
Okay.
I have seen him first time in
okay.
But now he was there.
And fortunately, the elder son of our Pethia is also still working as a fighter pilot. And the second son is in US working as a computer engineer. So that's what his life story is.
He has got some problem. My mic has got some problem.
Boliye. Okay, you can talk now. Sabkal ji.
Sir, the stories were so interesting that if we see the movies, they are fictitious stories. These are realistic, what they have suffered the thing. So it is more than any entertainment. It touches to everyone's heart.
No, these are the real life stories, sir. I think real life stories. Suffering hell while living and saying the person I would have gladly died instead of suffering all the things.
We can't imagine
that statement alone makes it all.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, sir, thank you, Sabkal, sir. And on behalf of our Air Veterans Association, we once again thank our today's hero, Air Vice Marshal Aditya Vikram Pethia, sir, for his valor and his particularly the courage and the resilience under those arduous circumstances to withstand all those things. And you are the real hero, sir. That's what real warrior who faces challenges boldly without any complaining part of it. On for Air Veterans, we all salute you, sir, for your your bravery and valor. And definitely, so we owe you a great deal of honor, and definitely we will make it happen, sir, with the support of Quatra, sir, and our indoor unit. We'll definitely honor you in due course. So thank you all, sir. Thank you, Pathak, sir, for bringing such a hero onto the call. and all other, thank you, Group Captain Das, sir, then Wing Commander Karnik, sir, and Wing Commander Quatra, sir, and all our air veterans for making this program a grand success. Thank you all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day.